It's the 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. Always a pleasure, and I mean that, to be here with Kenny and Shaq. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the New York Knicks going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. Well, for the Clippers, they're not satisfied with the record over the last 10 games. Under 500 basketball, just not good enough. Looking to improve tonight. And for Blake Griffin, he has worked hard to make his offensive skill set more dynamic. But you have to wonder, Shaq, does he rely on his jumper too much?
Dynamic, schmynamic. Dunk on people like you dunked on Kendrick Perkins off the pick and roll.
A breathtaking view of the New York City skyline is taken from the Empire State Building. We're coming to you live. And before... Guys, thanks, DA. And it's probably easier to straddle those roles when the mandate is win now. It's the coach's mentality anyway. At the All-Star break right around the corner, a chance for most players to rest, to catch their breath. I think that factors in pretty significantly for the rest of the season.
I don't think there's any question the physical and mental break is just so healthy for all of these guys. They'll either take their family away or a staycation, as we like to call it. Nonetheless, it gets your rest and your legs back, and it helps launch them into the second half.
And even for broadcasters, too, you know this firsthand.
Hey, listen, a guy with your pipes has got to rest that beautiful voice.
And yours. And yours. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Veteran backcourt with CP3 and Redick at the 1 and the 2. Griffin is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Embiid in at the 5. And the bucket counts. He is on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play. That'll put Kevin Love on the line. That one on Embiid.
I think greatness requires sacrifice, and Kevin Love has fit beautifully as a secondary scorer here. He spaces the floor with that shooting ability, willing to hit the offensive glass, and he's become a player who can score efficiently without dominating the ball.
Green against Paul. Shot from 12. Knicks with the rebound. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
And if you look at the box score from that game, guys, the first thing you'll notice is how many turnovers they forced.
And I think that's a product of being incredibly aggressive. You could see that was a part of their strategy going in, and I thought they were consistently following that the entire game.
The shot's good from Griffin.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
Payton passes to Porzingis. Back to Payton. New York moving it around. Now Maker. Against the Lakers, he was really on his game.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
Ball outside. Griffin a screen on Payton. Redick. And a great assist by Ball as that one goes in.
That's exactly the type of shot they're hoping for. Get it into the area where good things happen.
Payton kicks to Love. Back to Payton. Here's Maker. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Love dishes to Maker. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Payton. Kept alive. The shot comes out. Clippers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Paul kicks to Griffin. Back to Paul. Fires it up. Top of the key jumper, no good.
Boy, he usually knocks that down with that much space.
Down low. Here's Payton. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And Alfred Payton, who's coming out of the University of Louisiana Lafayette. Coming into the NBA, you heard a lot of comparisons to guys like Rajon Rondo, and maybe even a comparison to the great Gary Payton.
Yeah, and all of them great rebounders who can play stifling defense. Alfred physically at 6'4" is closer to GP in size, and athletically I think he takes the edge over both of the elder statesmen.
That's good from Payton. And both free throws good for Peyton. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Covington in the corner. There's a screen. Embiid the screen. Ball passes to Reddick. Green with the block. Peyton drives in. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game. Clippers trail by 3. Picked by Griffin. Paul dishes to Griffin. Griffin sets the screen for Reddick. For the 3. Reddick can't get that one to fall. Reddick's gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. Peyton outside. Down low. Porzingis kicks to Peyton. First quarter play and just over 3.5 minutes in.
You know, it's been hard for him to find the range this quarter, but I do like his aggressiveness.
Reddick with the bucket.
It seems as if someone got their signals crossed. If he can wind up that open from three-point range, I'm sure that was not a part of the game plan.
And they pick up 2. Peyton's got 6.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Paul with the ball. He's coming off a 22-point game against Toronto. Dishes it to Embiid. Outside, Reddick. Embiid with a screen on Green. Here's Reddick. Here's Embiid. Porzingis with the block.
You know, when you drive the lane, you have to know where Porzingis is, because with his reach, he can sneak up and send that shot away anytime. You know, that's a great play. Some confidence that time. He found a nice gap in the defense, didn't hesitate, let it fly.
Charity swipe shot. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Peyton kicks to Green. Pass to Porzingis. Love in the post. Embiid's there. Love, no good.
Oh, nice play on D. Got that hand in the face and prevented him there from getting an easy look.
That's just great anticipation. Slid into perfect position to challenge the shot.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Bounces high off the rim and drops. Love's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, nice job from Kevin Love in the mid-range, right? I mean, this is his best look. He has no problem knocking it down.
Picked by Griffin. Paul kicks to Griffin. Here's the screen. Reddick for 3. Reddick can't get that one to fall.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Clippers trail by 4. Paul with the 3. Denied for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 3. Now here's Peyton. He's got 6. Passes it to Love. For 3. And Maker with the basket on the assist by Love. And it's 6 points for Thon Maker.
That guy's not sure how many big men could have found that open man that quick. Great play from Kevin Love there.
Well, the Clippers have had this Chris Paul and Blake Griffin core for a while now. It has certainly proven to be an exciting pairing. And they haven't made the deep playoff run that they had hoped they would make.
Yeah, and although fans might want more, you have to remember where this franchise was before Griffin and Paul. They still have a few years to take this team even further. Unfortunately, they have been up against a stacked Western Conference.
Parsons checked in for New York. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Porzingis.
But we're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
Clippers trail by 7. And here is Paul. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. They set the screen. And the wide open shot from Redick. Shot's good. Griffin making the play.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
New York moving the ball around. Screen by Porzingis. Parsons outside. 5 on the clock. Payton against Paul. Payton can't get it to go.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Paul passes to Griffin. Porzingis with the steal. There's the feed to Payton. Griffin with the steal. Paul outside. Kicks it to Griffin. Just 5 on the clock. Shakes him. And it's good on the way up. And now just a 2-point New York lead.
I love what I see from him this quarter. Very decisive and very accurate.
There's a pick by Love. Payton kicks to Love. He sent the pick. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. And we all know how skilled Kevin Love is offensively. A guy who can score in the low block and or step out and hit the triple. What about his play on the defensive end?
So this is the conversation, right, Kevin? And I think he's better than he's been given credit for. Certainly he's not an elite defender, but his defensive rebounding is elite. And not having to bear the offensive burden that he did in Minnesota, he's become more than solid defensively.
And Doris, we have a moment here. A question from one of our fans out there wants to know, in your opinion, what position in the NBA right now you feel has the deepest wealth of players?
Well, I think it's hard to dispute that we're living in the age or the golden age of point guards. And I would begin with one who has so many titles, and that's Tony Parker. So I know everyone describes Chris Paul as the best point guard in the league, and I probably concur with that sentiment. But championships matter, and so Tony Parker's in that discussion. But you're also seeing the evolution. Look at a guy like Russell Westbrook. I would say a non-traditional point guard, but the ferocity with which he plays, the athleticism, if you allow him into open space, he's going to destroy you. Then you look at the elite level speed that a John Wall attacks the position with. You look at a guy like Stephen Curry, the league's MVP, and the extraordinary handle and combination of handle and perimeter jump shot, and now the confidence to go in, use all the tools at his disposal to score inside. I don't want to leave anybody out. And, I'm just naming a few guys off the top of my head. I could go on and on and on about great point guards in this league. Hard to dispute that we're in the golden age of point guards.
And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight.
He's been doing really nice work at the line. 83%.
Well, he has a knack for getting to the free throw line, and once he's there, odds are pretty good he's making them.
Rivers against Beverly. A nice shot by Rivers.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
And Beverly kicks to Love. It's hauled in by the Clippers. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Knicks team.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
Well, a year ago there was a big gap in talent between the 2 teams. But changes are always made, and we'll see how they match up this time around.
And Beverly kicks to Ingles. The 11-footer, and Aldridge sends it back. Barnes dishes to Rivers. Pass to Bass. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That one on Love.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
Well, you can look back on the storied history of the New York Knickerbockers. A lot of huge moments I'd have to pick one or two moments that define my memories, Willis Reed certainly coming out of the tunnel. That's something you hear from generation to generation. And then, obviously, the drafting of Patrick Ewing.
And they get it. The shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
And you know what? A shame that either team had to lose that game because you had to be proud of the way they battled in it.
Yeah, and you love how both teams gave it everything they had through the end of regulation. But in OT, only one side had something in the tank.
Taking high percentage shots has been this group's specialty. On your screen now are this month's field goal percentage leaders. And you look at Aldridge, you know what you're going to get from him day in and day out.
It would be hard to imagine him shooting the ball much better than he has. He has been on fire.
Shoot two.
And the first one at the line is good. And we know the Knicks won the very first ever draft lottery back in 1985. They selected Patrick Ewing. What a huge moment for that franchise.
Oh, Kevin, it was one of those years where you had a surefire #1 pick. Ewing went on to play 15 years with the Knicks, 11 times reaching the All-Star game. Never did win the breakthrough title, however.
Los Angeles has gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Bass passes to Redick, and it's in there. Redick's got 13.
Well, you talk about a dominant quarter. Everything's coming up points for this guy.
Feeds it to Parsons. New York moving the ball around. Here's Kuzminskis. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Lock at 6. Parsons passes to Hernan Gomez from 11 feet away. The shot that time, not on target.
He looked like he rushed that look. Just needs to take his time, and the shot is there.
And Redick kicks to Rivers. Outside Redick. Rivers in the corner. Off target from three-point range.
Well, we know this guy has a lot of confidence in himself, and will take that shot again if he gets a chance.
Now the pass to Ingles. It's deflected. Outside, Redick. He kicks to Rivers. Outside, Redick with the shot. Another one falls for the Clippers.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Knicks trail by 4. Pass to Kuzminskis. He feeds it to Ingles. And it's Parsons, top the key. Off target from outside. And for the Clippers, they're shooting it very well as they shake off the rust here early. 54% from the field. Now Rivers. Bass with the screen. Here's Redick. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Los Angeles on top as they end the first quarter. And a word from Chris Paul, who...
You know, Blake, everything...
Of course, we know that Blake would say the exact same thing about Chris Paul. You know, Chris and Blake Griffin share so much in common when it comes to being the hardcore Clippers their owner brags about all the time.
And Chris Paul isn't easily impressed, and neither, for that matter, is Doc Rivers. So both guys have high praise for Griffin for how hard he's worked and really hard.